Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 2, part 1. In the last episode, we got Dookie killed, but we saved Gretchen. We also met Kanika and Sybil, and we know that Tabitha is kind of a fucking mess. But at least we know we're in some shit. Also, the police ain't shit because Duke's body is just chilling out in the woods, and they're like, bowling? Finding Duke's body in the woods. Bowling. Which I find very interesting. So now I'm kind of like a suspect or whatever, but it's fine. We also have some freaking weird ditchlings doing their thing too. Nasty, they look ugly, but I can't wait to see what episode 2 has in store for us. We're gonna try and keep as many people as we can alive. Oh, we also met Avery. Avery is a hot little bean. I don't want to put all my ducks in a row right now, but I think dipping them into Avery would be fine. I also would like to see what we're actually going to be doing with Tabitha. I want to know Tabitha a little bit more because she has so much of our family history. So if I had to choose, I'd choose Tabitha over Avery because Tabby is my cousin and Avery is kind of like some rando, but we'll see. But let's get started into episode 2, part 1. Thank you for hanging with me. This is where we last left off. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. We already saved our game. We're just going to continue. Would we like a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? Yeah, why not? Long last cousin, the bad news, 26 hours. I'm not going to read all this because y'all seen the first episode, so we were on this bus, this cheap-ass ticket that Tabitha bought for us. Pearl Ann is our cousin's mother. That's the funeral that we're in town for. This is Tabitha with her dusty, crusty-ass estate that's filled with holes and shit. We can't walk around in the house. We tried to go to the forbidden wing of the estate, and it was locked. We found Dustin. Dustin was pretty cute. This is Avery, and this is Stella, and of course, Gretchy Gretch, the cute little potato. Stella is also a YouTuber, so we have a lot in common. But, it is what it is. She hunts cryptids. We found this ugly-ass deer. I've been reading I want to look into the comments to see what exactly is in that deer, but I think it's like the whole xenomorph thing. That's what I think is happening. Our traits are also keen eye and talk to animals, so that's also fun. And this is the pivotal moment where we had to save Gretchen or save Duke. And we chose to save Gretchen. And Duke and his all nasty self just death. Basic bitch-ass cops. Who the fuck is this? Wayne. There's Kanika, there's Sybil. And we decided to go back to our cousin's house. Tuesday morning awaits. Now, another part of this game that's pretty cool, you can also look at pick the little book and see the major decisions. So you can see that, if I can move my webcam. So you can see here that my traits are talk to animals and keen eye. And the decisions that I have was I refused the peanuts when offered. I guess these are major decisions. We met Dustin, we watched Duke die, we met Stella's friend Kanika, and we returned to the cousin estate before going to bed. So those are all of our major choices or decisions that we made, which I thought was pretty cool. So if we can return, we're now going to go into Tuesday. Let's wake the fuck up. You open your eyes. The sun has risen, the birds are singing. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. You gaze wanders across the room to the window in the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there, right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. Yikes. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. I disagree. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Let's check on Dustin. You open the doors to check on Dustin. Oh good, he's still here. Human is back. I love Dustin. Good morning, Dustin. How are you today? Dustin, feel good. Have a productive night. I see you have bread now. Yes, Dustin found the bread. Dustin also ate a bug last night. Good night for Dustin. Okay. Have you met Frou Frou? Monster. Frou Frou's the monster? Yeah, that makes sense. Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? Human can always talk to Dustin. What happened? I watched a man die. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Maybe you pretend to be dead, monsters leave you alone. Maybe Human's friend also play dead. Alright, can I have my clothes back? These Dustin clothes now. No give back. Dustin bite if tried to take. What if I ask nicely though? Dustin bite. Dustin have big teeth. Back off, they're not worth it. Falls through in your threat, you aren't in the mood to catch whatever weird disease a possum in North Carolina might carry. Good. Dustin not want to bite, but Dustin will bite. It's nice catch up, Dustin. I'll see you around. Okay. Dustin's cute. We tried to take our clothes back. We poke around in the closet. Great, the doll didn't move last night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though after everything we went through yesterday, that's hardly consolation. Let's see. Let's look out the window. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. Oh, what was that? What the fuck? For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal, it could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Leave the window. Let's text Stella. It's probably a good idea to check in with your new friend. You can't imagine she's holding up very well. Hey, how are you holding up? In the meantime, get dressed and head into the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen. Frou Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I see you are still here. How unfortunate. Gretchen sends her regards. C'est de breve toujours. I can't speak French. That creature has not yet returned to what vile pit of hell he crawled from. Merde, truly ours is not a kind god. Ooh. Do you know anything about ditchlings? Even if I did, why would I ever tell you anything? And for the record, no, I don't. Now stop bothering me. Hey. Did you know the police called me this morning? I've only been here one day, and you've already had a run-in with the cops? Trust me, Tabitha, it is not of my own volition. Duke's blood is in my hands. Did the cops say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? Body? They didn't say anything about a body, but apparently he never went home last night. And they had quite a few questions about you, Ash. And before you ask, don't worry. I told them Jet, you're an upstanding citizen. Thanks for having my back. Sure, what else? Oh, what else is family for? Duke's blood is on my hands. I may not have pulled the trigger, but if one can stop a death and doesn't, is that not still murder? I think that's just called negligence. So I was negligent. All right. But no need to wax all philosophical about it. The cops said there wasn't even a body out there. Some old farmer went missing and you and Stella worked yourselves up in hysterics. She has that effect on people. What is up with you and Stella? We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Good. I gotta get to work. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today, and I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints, just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, sending in the characteristic creak then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you're the only human in the estate, so we know. It seems you make a habit of bad first impressions, no? The cat chuckles mockingly. You know, fuck cats. Text from Stella. You know, up most of the night on cryptid forums, but no good answers yet. Chugging coffee in the library now if you want to join. I have scones. Cool. On my way. I don't like Stella. I'm not going to date Stella. Stella's not my thing. Let's make a PB&J just in case. Sure, Stella might have scones in the library, but scones are later. PB&J is now. You quickly scrape together the ingredients and gobble up a delicious breakfast. And that's that. Let's investigate the garden. Oh yeah, let's investigate the garden. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. It's probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Let's investigate further. I personally wouldn't do this, but there's some random ass shit out here. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Yeah, because of that fucking cemetery there. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within, seas of weed as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates at the very peak of the mountain sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of headstones, the Scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. Ooh, check the ground for clues. What the fuck is that? Okay. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print, a big boot print, and looks like to be some kind of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo just in case it comes in handy later. Text it to Stella. Look what I found in the garden across from my window. No way that's Tabitha-sized. You head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Let's head to town. There's not much else that we can do. You walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday, when you didn't yet know the woods were full of monsters and strange men who know your name. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement. But the woods are still, at least for now. The autumn-tinged mountains sprawling for miles in every direction now feel less like beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Yikes, friend. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Jeez, that's creepy. All the more reasons to come to the library. Look who I found at the library. She said she was up all night thinking about the video, adding you to a group text. I'm only here because it's quieter than a store, or was, and I'm trying to figure out what animal that could be. I don't buy into this harbinger of doom stuff. Alright, I'm also not going to romance Kanika because she's annoyingly anti-supernatural. Like, we know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. We're not gonna reply because we don't want to seem like we're too antsy for attention right now. So we're not gonna do that. Almost back to town. Continue down the path. You make it town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you. No scaring men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget the things you've witnessed, as if they happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Ash. Hey, Avery. We were just talking about you. Oh, really? I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and, well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. You went out with Stella last night, right? Did something happen out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. Tell Avery the whole truth. Stella and I went into the woods to try and find a skunk ape, but we ran into something way worse. Actual monsters. Sybil said they're called ditchlings, but whatever they are, they killed Duke and have been mutilating the local wildlife. Whoa, slow down. Duke is dead? It's true, I'm afraid. That's awful. Has anyone told Beau? Yes, he's taken it as well as you can imagine. I'll be going up to check on him today, the poor lad. I can't believe you had to see that, Ash. Tell you what, I'm on a break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner when he can fix you up some simple smooth blend and try to calm your nerves? It's chaga and lemon balm. It always helped me on bad days. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. I can talk to you for hours and hours, Avery. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Ash. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I'd better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. Why doesn't anyone in this town seem to know or care that a man died? This town has had a hard run of things, Ash. People here lead difficult lives, their past full of death. No one in Scarlet Hollow is a stranger to it. Kanika and Miles lost their father, not but a few years ago. We've all just had to learn to live with it in our own ways. As for your encounter with the police, people tell a lot of stories up in the hills, especially city folk who wouldn't know bear from a Bigfoot. No offense, of course. But I'm afraid that means most folks aren't going to take your claim very seriously. At least not until they see what you saw with their own eyes. Be gentle with them, Ash. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I got things that need tending to. Stay safe, and God bless. I'm gonna need that prayer, good sis. You probably have a bit of time before you need it at the library. Let's swing by the diner first. Diner's a little quiet today. The air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Let's talk. We're not gonna warn. We're just gonna talk straight to Avery. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. The answer is 29 down is oink, by the way. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that sound a pen makes? Wait, like a pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should have switched to Sudoku. I love Sudoku. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you could tell me. I won't judge. Let's try our tea first. You hesitantly sip your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. It tastes healthy. Take another sip. The flavor is strong and slightly unpleasant, but something that tastes this bad must be good for you. That's how I associate it. Wow, not a lot of folks take to chaga so quickly. The fungus that grows on birch trees around here is supposedly super healthy, and it makes for a challenging drink. Color me impressed. Ooh. Ghost cut that, please. Anyway, color me impressed. Let's tell Avery about last night. You spill the beans, glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you witnessed. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Monster in the woods? I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. I can't say I like the thoughts of it. Now that I think about it, when the cops came in for their morning coffee, they mentioned something about going out to the woods to look for someone. Must have been Duke. They seemed so disconnected from it. I figured it couldn't be very serious, but wow. I'm not gonna say what if I don't know Avery well. They seem weirdly suspicious of me. I don't get it. They saw Stella's footage, they saw what happened out there, but it feels like so far all they've done is hound me. Hey, I don't know if it'll help your anxiety, but even if they think you did something, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't bother going after you. Those cops come in here every day, and I feel like I know them pretty well by now. And let me tell you, they have no follow-through. I can't tell you the number of complaints they've just dropped after a day or two. And I'll vouch for you if they try anything. I have a direct view as a transplant. Where are you from? I moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more? I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Oh no, Avery. I'm not gonna ask him why he left Charlotte, because the past. Maybe you're more at home here than you think. Stella really talked up your party yesterday. I don't think she'd have done that if she didn't think you were really part of the town. It could be that you're getting in your head about fitting in. I get into my head a lot too. Don't worry, Avery. I get into it too. Hey, you know, thanks. I hadn't actually thought about it like that. Do we ask? Why did you leave Charlotte, if you don't mind me asking? Nah, it's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which, wasn't great. Especially since I was still stuck under their roof. Oof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. Ooh, well, he doesn't regret moving here. Let me know if you happen to cross any leads. We're on a case, but I hardly know where to start. Let me know if you hear anything. Definitely. Oh man, it looks like my shift is starting. Hopefully the child has had a chance to start working its magic. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Avery sleeps out the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. Leave the diner ready to continue your day. All right, so we're actually going to stop here. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please put in the comments of any type of theories or, theories or what have you in the comment section. I read every last comment. I read every last comment. I read everything. I don't have a life. But yes, I would like to have some form of a discussion about it. Also, if you're not following me on Twitter or Twitch, please do so. It'll be somewhere here on the screen. And I hope y'all have an amazing day. I'll see y'all tomorrow for part 2 of episode 2. Bye.